Okay, like yesterday we started this class concept, right? Okay, we have created one class with some name. Okay, and for that class, we have created one object as well. Okay, you are declaring one class means you are giving one structure to that class. Okay, based on that structure, you are able to create objects. Okay, how you are creating that class? General declare to declare any class, you need to follow the syntax: class name. Okay, within that class, you have some data. Data means you can call it as variables or data members. Okay, you can write some functions within that class. These functions you can call here member functions. Okay, like see, once you have declared one class means there is no memory is allocated for that class. Okay, so this is only some model that you are giving to the compiler. This is the structure like I'm going to use in my code. Like that, you are going to give one model. Based on that, you are able to create objects. Once you are creating object means that memory is going to allocate it based on the type of the based on the data that you are used here and the functions that you are used here. Okay, see, this is the general syntax you need to follow. If you observe this example, here I have the one class employee. Okay, class is a keyword, employee is the class name. Okay, here if you see access specifiers are I have mentioned here private and public. Okay, what is these private and public we'll see today. Okay, data, whatever the data you have here, this is the data you have declared as private data. Okay, functions, what are the functions you have declared here? These functions you are mentioned it as public. Okay, simple, one class consists data as well as functions. Okay, see, what is this private data and public data we will talk, but as of now just know that you have one class means within that class you are able to like store some data. Okay, and also you are going to give some functions within that. Okay, this is the entire thing, you can call it as function body, sorry, class body. Okay, this is the class keyword that you are using to create any class. Okay, then class name. Okay, employee is the class name here. See, you need to start with like braces. Okay, and you need to close that brace with semicolon. Access specifier, these are the access specifiers, private and public. Or like by using these only you are going to bind the data within this class. Okay, this is the private data. Okay, this data you can call it as members of that particular class. You can say these are the data members. Okay, data members, as well as you have member functions. Okay, this get data and put data is there, right? These are the member functions that you have declared within that class. Okay, see, this is the general syntax you need to follow. Okay, if you see here, if you write the code within the compiler, okay, this is the structure you can see: class, some employee, private, this name, age and salary. Okay, public, some void get data, put data. These are the two functions that you have declared within the class. Okay, if you consider one more example, here I have one temp, one function, sorry, a class name here. Okay, like you can generally will when you're taking the name of the class, generally we'll go with the capital letter only. It is accepted small letter as well, but uh, which looks good when actually this class, when you are talking about some other language, some in Java, it accepts only capital letter. Okay, that's why better to give some capital letter when you are giving the name for class. Okay, there is no problem by taking the small letter also, but if it is capital letter, that is good. Okay, there is no rule, but it looks good for the programmer. Okay, see, here I have temp is one class. Okay, here some private data is there. Okay, or data 1, some data 2. Okay, one is integer type, one is floating type. Some functions are there. Okay, or like void function 1, function 2. Here you have the function, or like definition is there. In the previous example, you have only declaration. That means some function prototype is there. Here you have function definition as well. So we'll talk about this definition, how you are able to write that definition here. Okay, then here I'm saying these access specifiers, right? Okay, what is this private and what is this public? Okay, here also you have one more example, employee example. Okay, here you have the public data members. In the previous case you have taken like private data members, but here I have taken public data members. Okay, into salary. Okay, I have one function sal. This is the function. Okay, from this sal function I'm just getting the salary from the user. I'm just displaying in the output. Okay, these are the like members of class, right? Okay, this is the structure you are giving here. Okay, for this structure there is no memory will be allocated. Once you create the object like this, how you are able to create the object? By using class name, right? Class name space object name. Here the object name is e. Okay, by using this object you are able to call, you are able to access the members of this class. You can access data members as well as member functions by using this object e. Okay, e dot salary means this function is going to call. Okay, see, this is a general like function declaration and creating the objects. Okay, as I said, like within the class you are mentioning private and public, like some data, you are declaring the data members, right? Data members and member function. What these private and public, how these private and public are going to like secure our data within a class. Okay, actually we here we have three types of access specifiers. One is private. Okay, second one is the protected, third one is the public. These are the keywords only. By using these three keywords you are able to secure your data. Okay, these all these three are access specifiers. You can call these are access specifiers. Okay, one is private, protected and public. Okay, coming to this private. Okay, if you declare any members, okay, within the class you are able to let's see, within the class, or consider I have one class employee is there. Okay, within this class I have some private data is there. Okay, I'm just declaring. See, this private is a keyword. I'm saying this private is a keyword. If you see all keywords within this like dev c++, you can see in bold color. Okay, it is in bold color, right? Okay, private, some colon, we need to mention colon here. Suppose if I declare members any members of a class as private. Okay, you need to use this access specifier private colon. Then here you can write anything. Suppose here I'm taking string name of the particular employee. Okay, then like int empid, employee id. Okay, you can go with double salary. Okay, these are the data members. Okay, these are the data members that I have declared as private. Okay, see, in the same way I'm just declaring some functions within this class. Public also keyword. This is also access specifiers. To declare any like members as public, okay, you need to use this public keyword as an access specifier. Then colon, you can write some void get data. Okay, one function is there. One more function void put data. Okay, two general normal functions I'm just declaring here. Okay, See here private members are there. Okay, these are the data members. Public functions are there. These are the member function. Okay, see how these private and public will work on the data. Okay, let's see. Like here, if I go with this private access specifier within a class, that means this access specifier makes sure that the private members can be accessed. Just underline this point, accessed from like other members of the class only, or from the friends of that class. Okay, this means if you are declaring any members within a class as private, those members you can access only within that class. Okay, here you can see accessed from other members of the same class. Other members means here you can see, these are the members, right? These once you are declaring any data within the class as private means these this whatever the data you have declared here, this data you can access only within this class. Okay, within this class you can access this data, or else members of this class. Members means here you have like functions. Okay, these are also members of this same class, right? These function can access this data. Okay, but if you want to access outside the class, for example, here you have some int main function is there. Within this main function, if you want to access this data, private data, it is not possible to access this private data. Okay, see within this, if you are declaring any data as a private within the class, that data you can access only within that class. Okay, if you want to access outside the class, okay, outside this class you want to access that data, it is not possible to access, it will give the errors. Okay, this data you can access members of that class. Members of that class means these are the member functions, right? These member function can access this private data. Okay, but outside functions are not allowed to access this data. This way you are going to hide your data within the class. When we talk about the data abstraction, you are saying that you are going to hide the data, and you are showing some functionalities to the user, and essential features you are showing to the user, and actual thing background work you are hiding internally, right? I just given the example as car. Within that car you can see some accelerator and gear option. Okay, brake option you can see outside. Those are the some essential features. Okay, background, there are lot many things will be happening. That thing they are hiding internally. The same way here also you are going to hide your data inside the class by using this private access specifier. Okay, if you are declaring any data as a private data members, this data is not accessible by the outside members. Okay, private means only within the class itself you can use this data, and members of that class means these are the member functions. These member functions can access this data. Okay, and one more point, friends of this class. Okay, here we have one concept, friend class, friend keyword, friend function, and a friend class. You have these two concepts. We will talk these two later. Okay, this friends of this class can access this data. For example, uh, you are there and your friend is there. You have one bike. Okay, you can access. You can drive that bike. Okay, in the same way, your friend, you are giving access to your friend as well. Okay, you have, suppose you have two keys in your hand. You both you and your friend are going to like access that bike. Okay, that is the friend class and the friend function. Okay, that we will talk about the later. That friend class or friend function also can access this data. Whatever the data you are taking it as private data, this data you can access within a friend class or within a friend function. Okay, this is about this private data members. Okay, the simple blindly remember private data members can access only within the class, or this data can be accessed by members of this class. Members of this class means here you have the member functions. These member functions can access this data. Okay, and also friends of this class also can access this private data. Okay, but if you are trying to access outside of this class, okay, outside of this class means it is not possible to access that data. Okay, roughly I will show whether it is able to access or not. Just I'm going to save this file. Okay, better I will give your second CSCB, right? I will move to B section. This is my folder. Here I'm just creating one more folder within that CSCB. Like this is the class concept, right? See, within this classes, I'm saving this file as some private dot cpp. See, everyone just remember, if you are joining the class means you need to. I have already given 5 minutes. I have started the class 5 minutes late. Okay, because every day you are joining 5 minutes late. That's why initial time only I have given 5 minutes. Again you are joining after 5 minutes or 10 minutes like that. If you really wants to learn something new, join when I start the class. Okay, because of you, I'm just waiting 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes means you are able to learn one concept. Okay, yesterday I just forwarded the attendance, right? Just check your attendance where you are, how many classes you are attended. Based on that, attend the class. Okay. Even you may have the exams in the next month. Okay. You need to focus on the like previous semester exams as well. Now you are asking revision classes. Some students are asking revision classes because they are not attended the regular classes. When they open the book, they are not understanding what that concept is. Okay, take it is positively and attend the class all the classes regularly. Okay, if you have any doubts, see, as of now whatever we are discussing, everything I'm explaining very clearly. Even I'm executing in front of you, I'm showing every result in front of you itself. Okay, I'm not just, I can if I want to cover the syllabus, I can read all the points in front of you, and I can say this topic is computed like that, but I'm not doing like that, right? This is the programming language. You need to understand every point. Okay, this is your future, I think. No one will explain like this, frankly saying. Okay, or keep in mind that, okay, attend the classes regularly, practice daily, whatever the like examples we are seeing, practice all the examples once you have the time in your free time. 5 to 10 minutes are enough for our examples. Okay, see, from tomorrow onwards what I will do, after 5 minutes I won't allow to join the class. I will log the meeting. Okay, whoever attended before 5 minutes, I will give the attendance for them only. If you are really attending for attendance, okay, just message me personally, I will give the attendance. I am your class in charge, right? I can do that. Okay, try to attend all the. I'm not ordering you anything. Just attend the all the classes. Listen first. Okay, if you are listening means something you will learn. You are reading or you are practicing, that is secondary. First attend the classes regularly. If, for example, some students have some network issue, something that is acceptable. Okay, okay, I'll leave about that. See, we are talking about this access specifiers, right? Private keyword, private and public and protected. Okay, when comes to this private, if you are declaring any members within a class as private, those members can be accessible, like can be accessed only within that class. Okay, within that here only. Here class is started, right? Here it is ended. Within this only you can access this data. Okay, or else you can access by using these members. Okay, by using this function, or else one more, you can access this private data by using friend class or friends of this class. Okay, friend function or friend class. Okay, how you can add one friend function or friend class, that we will see later. But again we will talk these like access specifiers when we talk about inheritance concept. Okay, don't get confused here. Just know that private members means this data can be hidden within the class. That means you can access only within this class. Okay, or else by using these members means these functions. Okay, if you are trying to access outside the function, it is not possible. Let's see, we'll try to access this data outside this function, means within the main function we'll try to access this data whether it is accessible or not. Okay, so you have saved this file some private dot like cpp. Before that you need to include the header files, right? Hash include iostream. These are the basic like header file you need to include. Okay, see then using namespace std. Okay, then here I have the class. Okay, within this class this is the data and these are the functions. Okay, see, from the main function, see this is the only structure I have given. Okay, there is no memory is going to allocate for this structure, this class employee. Okay, see when the memory is going to allocate it means once you create object for that class. How you can create class name space class name space like object name. You can give any object name here, like emp1 I am taking, employee 1 consider. Okay, this is the way you can create one object. Okay, here I will write or like object creation. Okay, this is the object creation. Once you are creating the object means memory is going to allocate it for this class, this object emp1. Okay, you can create n number of objects here. Okay, see you have the structure or you have the model. With this model you can create n number of buildings, right? When we talk about the general definition, I already said if you have one like model or one blueprint, with that you can create n number of objects. Here also programmatically also, you have one model or you have one class. Here with this class you can create n number of objects. Here I just created one object emp1. Okay, then how you can access these data members? Okay, by using this object. Okay, just simply use emp1 object name dot is the operator here. Okay, this dot operator or member operator you can say. By using this dot operator you are able to access the members of this class. Okay, if you see after giving this dot operator, you can see here two functions only it is visible, because this private data, whatever the data you have mentioned privately here, this data you cannot access here. Okay, outside this function, right? When we talk about this private means you can access only within this class. If you are trying to access this data outside this class, it is not possible. Suppose if you here I will try to like add some emp1 dot name. Emp1 dot name equals to, if I give some name, some Varun. Okay, if I give some name here, okay, this is not accessible here. because this name is private to this class. Okay, see, I will include this string class as well. Hash include string. Okay, I just included string header file as well, because here you are using string class, right? That's why you need to include the string header file. Okay, see, I'm trying to access this name here. Okay, here, just try to like, in the same way I will access emp one dot. Okay, like next one is the emp id, right? Emp id equals to, I will give some 1001. Okay, same emp one dot. Okay, emp one dot, I'm taking salary. Emp one dot salary, here I'm giving some 30,000. Okay, or you can take decimal point also, 30,000 point some five, anything. Okay, because you are taken it as double. Okay, that's why you can go with some decimal point as well. Okay, see, this is the way you can access the like members by using object. Okay, after creating this object, memory is going to allocate it for that object emp1. Within that object, see, I already said, right, you have the class. Okay, once you are creating the object means all the properties are going to copied into this object. Okay, you can create n number of objects like this. Okay, all the properties and actions. Properties means this data and actions means these functions. Okay, everything will be copied into these objects. Okay, if you are copied into this object means here you can store this data. Name you can store for this object, employee id you can store, salary you can store. Okay, and you can access these functions also here. Okay, this is the object one, consider. Okay, for this object one you can store this type of data. Okay, see, you have the one model. Okay, with this model you are able to construct one building, right? Whatever the model you are given, same way, same exact thing you can see within this building. Same, if you see one more building, the same thing, everything whatever you have here, everything will be you can see within this building as well. Same way, once we are creating object means everything whatever the class having, everything will be copied into object. Here I have created one object emp1. Emp1 consists all this data. Okay, this data you can store within this emp1. Okay, if you create one more object means the same, this private data and public data, everything will be copied into that object. Okay, that you need to remember, like when you creating that object means. Okay, once you create the object, then only memory is going to allocate it. Within that memory you can store this data. Okay, you can work with this data as well as this function. Okay, now see, I'm saying this is private, right? If it is private means you are able to access this data only within this class. But if you observe here, I'm trying to access this private data outside this function, outside this class. I'm trying to access, this is the class, it is ended here. I'm trying to access from main function. Okay, whether it will work or not, let's see. Just I have saved this file. Okay, compile it. See, if you observe here, uh, observe the errors. Okay, I will maximize this thing. This is the error here it is giving at string point. Okay, I will just observe this uh, log, error log. Okay, let's see. Std string employee name. Okay, name is private. Okay, private means you are trying to access outside the like class. Outside the class means from main function you are trying to access that private member, but it is giving the error because that private member you can access only within that class, okay, within this class, or else by using these functions you can access this private data, okay. But if you are trying to access outside this class, it is not possible, okay. That's the point you need to remember when you talk about this private data, okay. Next you have protected. See, next you have protected. Okay, actually this protected we will use in inheritance concept. But see what is this protected is. This access specifier makes sure that the protected members can be accessed from members of the same class, from the friend class, and also from members of derived class. Okay, see, member you can access these protected members within the class. One point. Okay, within the class you can access, within the same class you can access, and you can access from the friend classes, okay. uh, from friend class also you can access these protected members, and also you can access by using derived classes, okay. What is this derived classes? This topic will come in inheritance concept. There we will discuss about this protected member, okay. As of now, just remember, protect, if you are declaring any member within a class as protected, these members can be accessed within the class. Means, if I declare instead of private, if I declare protected, if I declare protected like this, these members you can access within this class, okay, and members of this class, and also friends of this class. Here you can see friends of that class you can access, and derived classes. Derived classes we will see. Actually, in inheritance, we have the concept base class and derived class. Okay, like we'll see that in the in depth later. There you can observe how this protected will work. Okay, as of now, just remember this protected members can be accessed within the class and friends of that class, and also in derived class also we can access these protected members. Okay, you are protecting this data to the outside the world, okay. You cannot access from the outside the world. If you are trying to access here from the main function, it is not accessible because this is protected within this class by using protected specifier, okay. Next you have public access specifier. This access specifier makes sure that the public members can be accessed from anywhere through the object of the class. See, public means you can access from anywhere, okay. While accessing, just use that object, whatever the object you have created. By using that object, you can access it from anywhere within that program, okay. If you are declaring any members as public, those members you can access it anywhere within that within that program. But by using object of that class, you can access. See, here instead of like giving protected, here I'm going to like declare these members as public, okay. See, in the previous case, private case and protected case, we got the error, okay. Now see, if I declare any member as public like this, okay, if I declare any member as public like this, okay, these members you can access anywhere within this program. But while accessing, by using object of this class you can access, okay. By using, just create one object for this class and access these members from anywhere, okay. That means, see, this is the other function, main function. From main function you are trying to access this public data, okay. This is the public data. You can access this data from anywhere, okay. Okay, while accessing this data you need to use that object, okay. See, here I have created one object. Wherever you require, just create one object there, okay. By using that object you can access this data, okay. Public data you can access from anywhere. See, now observe, here I have created one object emp1, okay. See, by using this object I'm trying to access this data, okay. Trying to access this data, how? Just observe emp1 dot, I'm accessing this data by using member operator, dot name. Okay, I'm assigning some value. emp1 object dot member id, emp id. I have assigned some value. Okay, emp1 dot salary. I have assigned some value. Okay, this data is going to first actually what happened once you have created one object like this. Okay, with these members, one object is going to create it. One object is going to create it like this in memory. Okay, see what this object will consist. All this thing name it will consist, emp id and salary. These are the members. Okay, and you have two functions also. One is get data. One more is put data. Two functions also copied into this object. See here, if you observe here, this is the emp1, right? emp1 object. Okay, this is the emp1 object. To access these members, you need to use this emp1. Here you can observe emp1 dot name. That means this thing. emp1 dot name means this name is going to assign here. In this position, that name is going to assign. Next, emp1 dot emp id. Okay, emp1 is the object dot emp id, this thing. Here that number is going to, that emp id is going to assigned here. Okay, then emp1 dot salary. Okay, emp1 is this thing, dot salary means this thing. Here that salary is going to assign. Okay, if you call these two functions, or like suppose or like emp1 dot get data, emp1 dot put data means these two functions also used by using this object emp1. In this way internally it will work. Okay, see if I'm trying to access this function, okay, get data function, this is also public, right? This public data you can access outside this function, outside that class by
సార్
using object. Yes,
సార్ ఒకసారి డాట్ది చెప్తారా సార్?
dot operator.
ఎస్ సార్.
ఓకే, చూడండి ఇక్కడ మనకు వన్స్ we create this object emp1 means this is the way to create object. మనం ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసామంటే ఇక్కడ మన వాట్ ఎవర్ ది ప్రాపర్టీస్ యు ఆర్ గివెన్. ఓకే, ఆల్ దిస్ డేటా అండ్ ద ఫంక్షన్స్, దిస్ ఇస్ ద డేటా మెంబర్స్ అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద member function, all are copied into this object emp1. Like here I will take, this is the emp1. Okay, this object is created. Okay, within this object these things are going to copy. Okay, name will copy. Okay, I will write out here. Name will copy and emp id will be copied. Okay, next salary also copied into this object, particular object. Just blindly remember just that building. You have one model, you are creating one building means within that building you have everything whatever which is present within that model or structure. Okay, the same way here you have the structure class. If you are creating the object like this, if you are creating object like this means everything will be copied, these members and functions, everything will be copied into this object. Okay, see if you want to access these members, okay, here it will copy these two methods also. Within this object you have like get data, okay, and put data. Both are copied into this object. Now you want to access this, you want to access these members. Okay, these are the data members and these are the member function. You need to access these, right? Why you are accessing means you need to store something within that object, or you need to work with some operations with that data, right? So in that case, if you want to access these things, okay, first you need to use this object as a reference. Okay, object name dot name. Okay, dot operator is used to refer the like members, refer the members. Okay, how you are referring? From this particular emp1 I'm accessing a name. Okay, we already within that object you have the name is copied, right? That name I'm accessing by using emp1. Okay, emp1 dot, this is the member operator. To access the members we use this dot operator. Okay, within that object you have members. To access that member, particular member, you are using this dot operator. Okay, object name dot name, object name dot empid, object name dot salary. Okay, within that particular object you are storing this data. Okay, suppose if I create one more object, some employee like emp2. If I create an object like this, it will create one more object just like previous. It will copy all this data, name, empid, emp salary, and two functions, get data and put data. Within this object also you can store some data, and you can access the data. To store the data into this object or to access the data from this object also, you are using this dot operator. Okay, from where you are accessing, that you need to mention emp2 dot name, emp2 dot employee id, emp2 dot salary, and get data and put data. Okay, this dot operator is used to refer the members from that object. Okay, this is the object. To refer these members you need to use the dot operator. By using dot operator you are able to assign something, and you can access the data from this members as well. Okay, Shravani, just take the attendance meanwhile. Okay, is Shravani present today? 584, right?
Sir, present.
Okay, just take the attendance. See, now you can see this is the public data, right? You are able to access the data here. Okay, now if I compile this code, if I compile this code, you won't see any errors here, because this is the public data you can access outside the function, outside this class, by using object reference. You can see you won't see any errors here now. Okay, you are able to access that these members outside the function, because these are the public data. Okay, public members you can see here 0 errors and 0 warnings. Now you are able to access this data. Okay, then just simply print that thing in the output. Okay, just will use cout statement. Same emp, if you want to print the name emp, I think we don't have time, or maybe it will disconnect in middle. Okay, emp1 dot name. Okay, emp1 dot name. Just I will just print it only one thing. Just observe this in the output. Okay, you can access the emp id and emp salary also, but I have just printed in the output as only name. Now you can see that name in the output. Okay, here you can name equals to Varun. In this way you can access the members from that object by using dot operator. emp1 dot name means that name is returned here. Okay, the same way if I print emp1 dot like emp id, employee id. Okay, here I will change id. Okay, if I compile and run this code, you are able to see that id in the output. Okay, so in this way you are able to access the data members from that function, from that class. If it is public, you can access from anywhere. If it is private, you can access only from within the class and by using that members. Okay, that thing we will see. Here you have the functions, right? Okay, these functions you have just declared here. Okay, you can write the definition for these functions inside this class or outside this class also. Okay, so that we will see in the next class. Okay, it's very interesting topic. Okay, or like defining this function members. Okay, member functions, how you are able to define member function in